I'm doing good, and I think we're gonna see a really good race here today. Portland's one of the more unique tracks on the schedule, probably because it's a road course, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good race.
And from a triple right-hander to a perfector to a hairpin and even a very fast chicane at the end of the backstretch, this track has it all. 51 laps of action we have lined up here today for the second and final road course race of Season 5 and round 8 of our 2025 campaign. Look at these three Fords in a row. Three beautiful schemes there. What an incredible race this is going to be. 13 of Roblox's best lined up to tackle Portland, Oregon for the first time in PRA history. On the pole position is Vaughn subbing for Max Blugio. Max Blugio appointed Vaughn as his reserve until lag problems could be solved. So expect to see Vaughn in this 31 quite a bit. And then making his first career start in P2 for Savage Motorsports in the 78, that's Merlo. And this is the first time that we've seen the 78 out on track this season, whether it was Lost Nightmares or Merlo, but here we are. Beautiful paint scheme in the 78 for cool pictures. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with interviews for today's race. Far. Uh, let's interview our pole sitter, Vaughn. Hello, Vaughn. How are you doing here today?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm doing quite well today. Subbing in for Max Blue Geo, not in my own car, but nonetheless, feels good to be here. Um, I believe this is my first time getting pole position. Correct me if I'm wrong, and so this is my first time.
I believe so.
Well, first time getting pole position. Pretty sure if Max is watching the screen, I said scream. Excuse me, stream. I hope he's proud of me because I put this car on pole. But hopefully we have a good day. Got some fast cars out here, but not really going for a win, just going for points so we can get this guy in a good point situation for next week if he comes back for Talladega, which I believe he will be back. But yeah, got a fast car today. Be on the watch for this 31 Subway Chevrolet Camaro. Hopefully it's as fast as Xfinity 5G internet. So yeah.
Yeah. Starting on the pole, first time at this track. Is this how's this feeling for you? Being on the pole at a brand new track on the schedule with a field of 12 other cars behind you.
Oh, well, it's quite scary. As correct me, I said 5G instead of 10G, but yeah, it's quite scary. Have 12 cars behind me, roaring down this front straightaway. I wouldn't be surprised if I got sent to the barriers. I wouldn't be mad at all. That's just how road courses are. But we got some good skilled guys out here, and I trust them a lot to not do that. Hopefully, we can have a clean race today, and score some stage points and potentially have a good day.
All right then. Well, good luck today. Starting on the pole position, subbing for Max Blugio. That's fun. Go ahead and rejoin
All right,
JC.
thank you.
Let's let's move back. We'll try and interview, I suppose, one of each manufacturer today. Actually, it's kind of hard for Toyota. But Corey, would you like an interview? All right, let's go ahead and interview Corey, another sub. Hello, Corey. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Well, you're starting third in line for the single file start of this event here in Portland, subbing in for Carter, who could not make it, had to go to dinner with his family. How excited are you knowing that you had a good qualifying position here?
I mean, we've got a decently fast car. I mean, probably not to these top two. They were really way faster than us in qualifying practice. So I don't know what to do when it comes to the race. But
Mm.
I'm just gonna get Carter some points. We're just trying to finish good at the end of this thing.
All right then. Um, well, we've come to know that road courses are not always a smooth sailing experience here, but up front, do you think you could possibly get away from the chaos and put together a good race for yourself early on, or are you worried that you might make a mistake early on and get sucked into the chaos of the back of the pack?
Well, there's definitely a lot of mistakes that are bound to happen in the beginning. Definitely trying to run away from the turn one carnage that I'm already predicting that's gonna happen. But we're just gonna see what happens out of turn one. If we're in the back, we just gotta stay clean and hope we don't wreck nobody.
All right then. Ally, anything for Corey?
No.
All right then. Well, thank you for your time, Corey, and good luck rolling off third here today. Go ahead and rejoin VC. Let's interview one more guy. First person to say the letter T, or the letter T. Cool. We'll interview Chesko. All right. Let's go ahead and interview Chesko. Hello, Chesko. How are you doing?
Hello, doing pretty good today, although my stomach doesn't feel great.
All right then. Well, you had internet troubles early on. But here you are, qualified mid-pack. Thoughts on that?
I mean, considering that I was getting multiple second sustained ping spikes of like 300, 400, I'm not mad with my qualifying, but could have been better. Starting mid-pack, so I'm probably going to be in miss that turn 1, turn 12 carnage, because that turn 12, that last barrier really sneaks up on you. I'm expecting a lot of wrecks there.
All right. Um, are you concerned about your lag possibly coming back when we get rolling here today?
Yes, if it gets bad, I'm probably just gonna park it for the sake of other drivers, but I'm gonna do my best to try and get a result here.
All right then. Ally, anything for Chesko?
No.
All right then. Would you have do you have any other thoughts before we get on to the national anthem?
My ears. Oh my god. Yeah, fuel is gonna be very interesting here to say the least, because the fuel run here is about 11 laps, but stages 15, 15, 21, so it's gonna be interesting.
All right then. Well, uh, hopefully you can make your way up through the field here today, and good luck from your mid-pack starting position.
Thank you.
Go ahead and rejoin VC. Well, 3 stages in this 51 lap event: 15, 15, and 21. And halfway is lap 25 as we picked the first of 2 laps to determine that halfway point. It's going to be, I'm hoping this is going to be a fun race. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. We're into our number 1 pit stall. We're going to be watching the 31 of Vaughn from this pit stall all day. And without any further to do, let me hide names. And without any further ado, pit speed is 55. I'd say it's about time to get started with this. Allow me to set up this one thing. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna need to start communicating to Nick through oh, I don't know if you need it, but that's what we're using. Feed. Alright. Alright, cool. This is awkward. Awkward silence. Alright. Sorry for the awkward silence. Cool. And now, from Portland, for the first race, the Peak Racing Association, I need to, let me TP Patrono. Go ahead and, get to your car and respawn car and do all the stuff you need. Where is he, bro? Awkward. Where is bro? Alright. And now, from Portland, Oregon, and the Portland International Raceway. Please stand and remove your hats for, the national anthem of the United States of America. If that doesn't work, I swear. So we get ready to go racing for 51 laps of action around the Portland International Raceway. Huge thanks to the virtual Roblox West Coast Rhino demo team for coming out for a flyover here in Portland, Oregon. Alright. And, of course, without any further to do, first person to say why gets to do command. Alright, it's gonna be fun. Alright, back to normal league business. That was fancy and cool, and that was really cool. And I'm a little upset that I messed it up so bad and I kept fumbling, but we move. Thanks again to the virtual Roblox West Coast Rhino demo team for coming out, doing a flyover here in Portland. And, let me disconnect the bot. Alright. And now, please welcome your Grand Marshal and pole sitter for today's event in Portland, Oregon, Vaughn, in the 31, subbing for Max Blugio.
All right, drivers, get ready for this beautiful race that's about to take place at Portland. I want to say two things. Stay safe, and drivers, start your engines.
Gio on the pole position. Alright, pace speed 55, single file. Use standard roll-off procedure. Let's get this show on the road, Ally.
You see here as they go through the chicane, there is a lot of room there. But during qualifying, I noticed you're using all of that. You're using every single lane of those like 8-9 lanes in that chicane, and it actually turns out to be pretty tight. So definitely some action going to go on in there. One of the, I'd say 3-4 major passing zones.
Yeah, now, while we watch this field pace through Portland, let's get a quick interview with two of the pilots from the West Coast. Move them both in. Alright. Well,
Hello.
how, let's start out. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Got it on time.
Yeah, that was very well executed. We've had this has that Ford did a great job, and now you guys have pretty much a VIP role getting into this race in game in the stands. How overall, how was the experience?
Yeah, so today we were at, we started from Naval Air Station Lemoore. We got down here. We were from the training squadron over at Naval Air Station Lemoore that we train aviators. We train naval aviators and naval flight officers. So we flew up from Lemoore, landed at Portland International Airport, and waited a few hours, did some practice, and yeah, we got here, did the flyover. Yeah, we'll stay around probably till after the race, and we'll fly back down to Lemoore. Just a little day trip.
Hope you enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
Alright. Yeah. Alright then. That was fun. Fun on the pole. Murillo second. Corey Wilson third. Patrono fourth. Read this time. Make sure you set your numbers.
I was talking about the uniqueness of this track earlier before placing started. Another thing that makes this track unique is that I believe the front straightaway is actually part of a drag strip, which you can see the start of after turn 13, just the last corner.
Yeah, the front stretch is a drag strip. And then I also think that this chicane the field's now coming up to is a great passing opportunity, and of course, the track widens up, so you can really mess with your line and enter how you want. The track widens up, you can take a nice sweeping line in a late apex for a nice big run down the back straightaway. Make sure you have your numbers set. Change all that. One. And then, go. Stages are 15, 15, and 21. Halfway, lap 25. 13 of Roblox's best from Portland, Oregon.
Right before we go green, I'm gonna go over the major passing zones we got here. There's the chicane, and then the first real left-hander after the triple right-hander. Then there's the hairpin after that one, and then they're gonna come through this one here. It is the final corner, and then you're back on the long front straightaway.
All right. Single file starts and restarts here from Portland. First time at the track. Vaughn summing for Max on the pole, leading the field towards the green flag. Great flag. We're underway in Portland. Turn number 1 going away down the track. Defensive line for Vaughn. He's going to hold on to that position. Here comes the 80.
Into the wall is the 80, and that's gonna knock some drivers off the track. Some of them went on their own. The 78, we're gonna force it to the inside of the 31. He's gonna have to wait on that. Patrono already all over the back of Murillo, 3 wide, further back. In the first left-hander, multiple drivers off track. Murillo trying to get the outside on this hairpin. Will it work? No. Patrono tries to get to the inside, but it won't work. Lots of squabbling further back.
Back out of the field. But down this long but extremely lots of speed, carrying into this sweeping chicane and into the final corner, which is one of the hardest corners in the track. Huge hop!
Oh.
Oh my goodness!
Patrono is going to get clear for the lead at the end of lap number 1. Murillo on the inside of Vaughn in the 31 down the long front straightaway. The field definitely separated. You can see the gap between whoever's in the Celsius car. Whoa! The 16, the 78, the 31, the upspin in turn 2.
Back out, but that leaves Patrono in the 20 with a huge gap to the rest of the field.
Who was in that Celsius machine? I'm not quite sure. It kind of it's been a while since I last commentated, so I've forgotten a few of these guys. And the 80 of who do I call him? Corey makes a pass on the Robloxian for a second. The top three different manufacturers, a Toyota, a Ford, and a Chevrolet, heading through this fast left-right. Patrono will keep the lead for a 2. He hits the wall off the final corner. That is going to give Corey and Robloxian a shot down into turn number 1. Wide for the lead. The 71 tries to force his way in there, but it won't work, and Corey is in the lead. Four cars under a blanket, 2nd to 5th. Corey is trying to run away here. 71, system will hit the wall. The 20 is going to push the 93 of Robloxian. And the 80s, he's getting that gap. And also, another thing that drivers have to look out for is in these final corners, you can clip the curb and spin out. You can go wide in that last corner, hit the wall, completely kills your momentum. That's something to look out for. Lap 4 underway.
We saw Corey Wilson in the 80 quickly jump to the lead, and he's not looking back now as we watch Patrono further back. He takes a wild ride, able to keep it straight, but that's going to allow Slam Door in front of him.
System going for the lunge on the 93 of Robloxian. It will not work for Bloxian, will cut him off. Contact made through that corner. Whoa! System shoves Robloxian way out wide.
That wasn't any contact for Bloxian.
Oh. Okay, Robloxian trying to go inside.
Chesko, Savage, jump into the inside. Savage wants Chesko's team owner back in season 4. Now Chesko drives one out the far. He's trying to defend that 77. Coringa for IR. He's looking too. Now to the inside by 16. What a good idea to go side by side there. Poor Smart.
Whoa! There was a, it might have been a big shunt up front, I couldn't tell. But it looked like Slam Door was just way over driving that. Might have hit the back of Robloxian. Whoa, Patrono goes around. Whoa! 71 tries to push the 80 out of the way. It's not gonna work. Through the left-hander, turn 7. Can he get anything in turn 8? Oh, no contact made there. But nothing can unsettle the 80 here. Corey still leads.
And we were looking at System in the 71. We were watching him in St. Pete. We saw him good early on, and then he faded towards the end of the race. And right now in Portland, he is looking really good early on as he takes a lunge at that 80.
They both hit the wall!
Here comes the
Here comes
93, Robloxian.
Robloxian may be clear. He is clear for the lead of the Axalta GP of 4-wheel lap 6 underway.
He takes the point in the Axalta Grand Prix of Portland, but then he drives turn
Whoa,
number
that's
1.
foul!
Everyone's together.
Slam
now
Door.
looking to second.
Slam Door System side by side. System has the inside for 3 corners straight. He's gonna get that position. Corey and Slam Door make contact. Heading through turn 7. Slam Door's gonna get back there, heading into the hairpin, though it looks like it's going to be Corey who will get the position. No! Corey, yes, he will. Okay.
Down this long curve, back straightaway once more. Robloxian in the lead. System right behind. System's looking.
Gonna give him a few shoves. As they're all gonna make it through that last corner good this time. I mean, at least up front. There could be.
Looking Patrono further back. Made contact with 16. He is on Chesko's outside.
Whoa!
That could have been bad.
Corey wide for the lead once more. Corey will take it clear of Slam Door and Robloxian. There's action every time. Whoa, big shove by the 83 of Slam Door. There's action almost every time we go through that first chicane.
And look at Coringa making his way up towards the leaders. Danny Bernanca Chevrolet Camaro has been on rails so far today, and now he's up to the back bumper of the 83. That's Slam Door. Now, looking inside.
Corey still leads. Robloxian's on the inside of System, but that's gonna sort itself out. Coringa into P5, having a really good day. Where did he start? Okay. And oh, the 71 was almost in the wall. Thought he was gonna hit it.
Whoa! Wild line with Patrono in the 20. Together.
Corey running away down into turn 1, 2, and 3. That chicane. And that's probably the first lap in a while we've had without a lead change.
Just trying to focus on his line, pull away from the 71 system.
Sandor made a big mistake, went way out into the grass. And that's not helping. He lost 2 positions last time he did that. Now he's under pressure from... Is he? It looks like he's under pressure from somebody. Down the back straightaway into the quick left right. Roblox, you're looking for one corner. Whoa, there goes the 71 around into the 24. They're both spinning down the front straightaway. The 24 is going to end up on pit road.
No.
That.
Very upset on communications.
That is going to throw a wrench right into his race. Yeah, the 80 has a massive lead, 3 seconds.
As chaos erupted behind him. Corey Wilson not under attack at the moment. Robloxian in the 93, keeping it clean. He's up to second. Chesko third. He was having lag problems today. Looks like that's no more as we watch telemetry of the 16. There's multiple lines for this final.
The 80 just hit the wall. The 80 almost spins. That's going to let Robloxian get some time. Sorry for interrupting you. Into it's turns 11, 12 through 13, the final corner. Corey still has the lead. Your Bloxian's doing a pretty good job at if he's not gaining, he's at least keeping 80 in his sights. This is a 10th on that lap, but he's still keeping the 80 in his sights, and that's what matters. And I was just gonna say, you have to wait for the 80 of Corey to make a mistake, and he just goes wide out the chicane.
These mistakes are what's allowing Robloxian to catch up. Robloxian right now is the more consistent car, chasing down this 80. Ford versus Chevy. We've seen this before. He cut down nearly half of the gap in the 1-2 laps that we watched. Watch the corner cutting through there, Robloxian.
And now Robloxian is going to be in striking distance. I'm sorry, were you saying something? And now Robloxian is going to be relatively close, going through turn 13. The 80's gonna go wide. Robloxian is gonna have the chance to catch up. The 80, the wall, the 80 is leading. Robloxian will get the lead, and the 80's gonna save it. Corey saves it out of the final quarter.
New leader here in Portland. That's the 93 of Robloxian for IR Motorsports. We kept seeing mistakes out of the 80, and right there, that was the fatal blow. Robloxian now the new leader. He drives a little wide out of turn 2.
Looks like Corey.
More difficult part of this first segment. It's a triple right-hand corner.
Looks like Corey is already starting to gain back just a little bit through the left-hander.
Now, one thing I've noticed
Yeah.
about Corey, he can put on those bursts of speed, but when he makes mistakes, those mistakes tend to be frequent. He's not necessarily the most consistent driver. We saw it at Kansas too. He kept that he was overall a pretty fast car, but he kept some of those mistakes like that. Overall, like 2 here, something for Carter. Watch him he's putting on a pretty good race thus far. Trying to chase down that lead.
And through this final corner, I think the gap might be down a little bit. Definitely down. You can see it. As it's not going to be 2.9 seconds anymore. Now it's going to be 1.5.
More than a second gain that time by. It's right on board with Corey
He's
Wilson.
right in second. 4 corners. That assist him in turn 1. Oh, Corey using the bumper. He could go for the move down the straightaway. Unless the 93 can block, which he can. The 80. Corey's is trying distance. He goes all the way up to the back of the 93, but then 93 at the inside of the 80 almost hits the wall again. It's too much drive on the exit. But now the gap is down to just about 6/10.
Watching from the Goodyear blimp through this first chicane and into the triple right-hander. System got DC'd. He'll be joining back at the end of the stage. So right now, as it stands, Robloxian is 1.5 laps now, pretty much, from the stage 1 victory. Corey Wilson chasing him down. Chesko has pretty much locked up third for his LFR Chevrolet.
93 Robloxian goes wide. That might give Corey an opportunity to close up, and he's going to be within striking distance in the final corner. Doesn't have to do it this time though. He still has another lap to do this. A huge run for the 80 through these last few corners, but he still can't get to the inside. Down the front straightaway they go.
Here we go for stage number 1. White flag in stage 1,
Well,
and the battle's heating up. Here's Corey. Looks inside. Can't make it work. Down into turn 1.
the 93 defending the inside line. Contact is made between the 80 of Corey and the 93 of Robloxian. About 2 car lengths, I'd say, in between them, heading into the triple right-hander. 80 goes wide. Corey is struggling here. Puts the bumper to the 93, heading through the left-hander right into the hairpin.
Into the hairpin. This is the final passing opportunity before the back straightaway. From there, it's pretty hard unless you get a run down the front. Corey can't get it done.
Use the bumper there. That's gonna slow him down on the backstretch.
Roadblocks
And it
in.
might be too late.
Cards right for these final 3 corners.
11, 12. Here they come through 13. The 80 is gonna pass him. And out of the final corner, turn 13. It's gonna be a drag race to the start finish line. Here they come. Corey
Got it.
going to win stage number 1 in Portland.
Caution is out, pace 55. What a last second pass for Corey Wilson. It's fine. Last second pass. He sent it down into that final corner, and Corey Wilson wins stage 1 for Carter. I don't think that was on Roblox's video card. He was sure he had it down into that final corner. Corey Wilson sent it in, was able to make it stick. He got really close to that wall. But it worked out.
Yeah. And it was either, it was probably a combination of Corey sending it and then maybe the 93 getting a bit wide, breaking a bit much. It could be that. It is Easter weekend, so happy Easter to those who celebrate. So.
System, I TP'd you. Spawn your car. You'll be TTB on the restart for the stage. Pits are open this time.
Not a lot of fuel slip door. Some of these guys may be flipping the stage here.
No, they can't.
No, because I'm seeing some guys with some pretty high fuel counts. I can tell you, Landor, Vaughn. Pits. Gonna be able to.
Someone that flew the stage that maybe won
So that's gonna be interesting to see. You see the 83 is Slam Door, you see Fuff and System and Vaughn. So down pit road, we're gonna be able to see the 31 in his pit stall because we're in his pit stall. Whoa! Contact on pit road. The 20 shows the 93, I think that's what happened. I could be wrong. The fuck that's it. The 80 was a terrible stop.
You need to pick it again.
He's stuck.
That's what happens when other people pick your box because they're not paying attention.
Well, the 80 is gonna go to the back. Other than the 71 because he had to reset his car.
So, new race leader Slam Door at 83. Let's see what he can do.
Two SVGMS cars. I think the 77 Savage and the 73 Super Soldier, both running Red Bull. I was saying that they were both running Red Bull cars. Slam Door, what is it? I think it's Slam Door related to your restart.
We'll watch him on this restart for stage 2.
So last stage, there were no cautions. 1 3-car spin, they got it back going, and 1 2-car spin, and then also the 80 of Robloxian, not Robloxian, the 80 of Corey, who spun out, but came back to win the stage. Here we go.
All right, stage number 2 from Portland in the Axalta Grand Prix. Coming to the restart zone. Everyone, bumper to bumper. Here comes Slam Door.
Green flag,
He
we are
goes
back.
really late, and that stacks up everything.
Here comes Vaughn to the inside, down in the turn number 1. That was very predictable for everyone else. Here we go, with tons of contact. Nearly everybody to level 24 gets some air. Lots in the grass. 1 spinning further back. Vaughn will get the lead.
And look
one
at that restart for Fuff in the 17. He's up to 3rd, and now he's challenging for the race lead.
Slam Door going back to the inside of 31 of Vaughn. 1 spinning. In the 3rd right-hander, King Cotil's, is that Chesko? Slam Door 2nd. He's gonna get the lead. Fuck!
Now we were looking back there. Fuff now, side by side with the race lead.
Fuff is on.
Here comes Murillo.
This has really been Ford's race so far today. They won stage 1. They're battling for stage 2 right now. Wow, tons of people standing it down in the Murillo, trying to get there. Nobody in the wall so far. I guess he's like an extra SBGMS car. I haven't seen the 78 on track this season, but I don't have the Oh, okay. 2 cars were off track in the chicane. It was Corin's system. And they're almost 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the lead! Heading down to the 3rd right-hander. Murillo is clear.
Savage goes way off, as does Slam Door. Slam Door, right? Third time that I've seen him.
Murillo lead. And he is broken away from that gaggle of cars. Whoa, here comes... Oh, my goodness. 83. Slam Door. Sent it in there. He's coming down pit road.
Yeah.
That could have been a penalty. Oh, okay.
You also have to drive through. I just watched the corner put all 4 tires under again.
Murillo has a pretty big lead. Had a pretty big lead on Corey as he's going to immediately close that up. This one. So we got Corey, and Murillo in the top 3. Corey tries for the switchback, but Corey's going on the inside. Not gonna happen. But Corey will get the switchback. He will. Ringo on the inside of the 78 and Murillo. They're going to be side by side down this entire front straightaway. On the exit of the hairpin turn 7, 8, it could be 8. Usually you see one car a lot faster than the other. That didn't happen there. A lot more even on the front stretch. Corey has the lead heading in the triple right-hander, then Coringa, and then Murillo. 3 cars very close to each other here.
Just saw sliding door and roadblocks. We saw sliding door and roadblocks now serve their driving penalties. So, and I think that will go out to all the other drivers. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing lap times go down a little bit. Track limits and not order cut. Corey getting really close though, keeping just barely 2 tires on the track.
So you're not going to have to pit in the first stage. Well, you didn't have to pit in the first stage if you, didn't want to. You could pit if you wanted to flip the stage. You don't have to pit in the second stage. You will have to pit in the third stage. That is just too long for the fuel tanks to last. So, Vaughn is around.
3 wide, system, Jesco, and Super Silver, What happened to Coringa?
He hit the wall in the chicane, and then the 31 of Vaughn hit him. Corey, still leading. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that Corey was getting really close to the wall on the exit 13. Could we see another one of those moments in stage 1? Something like that, where he hits the wall and then the second place car, some would be Murillo, catches up.
Possibly, the higher risk you take, the faster lap you get, but that risk can result in huge time and position loss. Corey once again cutting it close.
And
And Murillo's mom's calling. So that's it for Murillo's Q2 time. Coringa now takes second position in stage 2. Now with
Coming up
7
on-
laps to go in stage.
coming up on halfway in this race. The final stage really is just pretty much the second half of the race. So, they like almost, because the actual halfway point is, I think it's halfway on either lap 25 or 26. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And so we just say
Right.
25. Let's round down. Let's look further back in the field. Let's take a look at Aiden. What situation is he in? All by himself. This part up until, say, that However, I do see roadblocks in his graphics. 10 goes together. Looks like
doesn't look like anybody will be able to take a jab at Corey's lead. Second place is Coringa, 5.6 seconds back.
Now the real question, this is going to change the race big time. Are we going to see any stage or is this going to turn out different? It's a bit too early in the stage to be asking that question quite yet. But it is something to be aware of. Savage Motorsports, so Savage, Tesco, and St. Pete, they did a fantastic job.
Oh, he's to the wall! He's round! He's in the inside wall! Corey is going to take the lead here. No, he won't. Actually, he probably.
Here comes Core.
I think I said Corey. I might have said Corey. They're very similar.
24 passes the lead, 6 seconds from the mistake from Corey. Same fate as before. Now Coringa just needs to play his cards right. As I was saying, Francesco, Savage, all of them great top of the stage and set themselves up for, I believe, P2 and P3 in St. Pete. While Roblox C1 in the third finish.
And here comes.
Creeping up on the 24. Let's ride on board with this 8.
Corey is going to prioritize exits on Coringa, but it's not gonna work that much. I'm gonna hit to the back straight away. It's not very straight, but I guess it's the back stretch. Well, whatever. Heading through Boston.
He pulls the same move. And here comes Petrono. Huge run. Side by side with the 80. And that 20 is clear for the lead on lap 27.
Patrono leading for the first time today in the 80. It's the inside retaining wall in turn number 1. That is going to set him and the 24 Coringa back pretty far.
Look at that. All 3 manufacturers, 1, 2, 3. Petrono in a Toyota, Corey Wilson in a Ford, Core in a Chevy. Up until last week in Kansas, Ford was the one manufacturer to not have a win this season. But Chevrolet by far is the winningest manufacturer. And look now at that 20 of Petrono trying to get Toyota their next win. Trying to win stage 2 and just hold a sizable gap to Corey Wilson.
Coming through turns 11, 12 through 13 they go. Patrono's coming in close, but he will not hit the wall on the exit of turn 3 like Corey did. Down the front straightaway, let's check the gap here.
64 seconds.
So basically 7 turns. Whoa! Great chicane for Corey. Gonna come into the triple right-hander. Corey's gonna have a shot at the lead.
80 all the way down to the inside. Petrono drives wide. Corey Wilson back clear for
Corey opened it up on the entrance of turn 4, so he could get under Patrono in turn 5. And unfortunately, some contact had to be made there in turn 6. Coringa trying to fight that number 20 now.
Oh, up on 2 wheels. Corey Wilson there. And it turned out bad. All 3 cars under a blanket down the front. And we see one around further back.
The 20 of Patrono loses a lot of speed trying to cut back down. It doesn't work. Coringa tries Well, he tried, but he didn't get it there. Three cars under a blanket here, 2 to go in the stage. The 20 tries to push him. It doesn't work. Fisher on his way out wide, and he will come back onto the racetrack within 2 car lengths of Coringa, and Corey is still leading. Tail 2 cores.
Down the next straightaway. Katie Wilson, 1.5 laps as Control gets the ball. Does Corey Wilson mess up in turn 13 like he has twice now?
I don't
11,
think
12, into 13.
And what Coringa's gonna get to the inside. Contact is made, but that's just what you have to do here in Port when the 24 loses speed off the corner. White flag is out for stage number 2.
Wilson just needs to defend. He has half a second on his 24. No mistakes. He'll get stage 2.
I mean, Coringa just got a pretty good amount of time on the 80 there. He's gonna send it into turn number 4, push him out wide. He is clear into turn number 6.
Wilson wastes no time to get back to the back bumper of that 24. Inside, coming to the hairpin. Core has the preferred line. They single file out. Core goes outside. Core is set to
That
go.
was-
Thank you. And down onto the back straightaway. Here comes Coringa again.
Has to push the number 80, but that's not gonna help him at all. Now, Corey opening up the lead on Coringa, coming in through 11, 12, and here comes Coringa with the send, and it's gonna work. Will it work? Here comes Patrono. It will work. Stink. It's gonna be a drag race. Off.
And he's gonna steal stage 2, just like the 80 did in stage 1.
Oh my goodness. An incredible finish. We might have one of those for a race win.
Similar fashion to how Corey got stage 1. I'm noticing that is the move. There's 2 cars. You want to be the one in second. There's 3
It's almost
cars.
like a super speedway mentality. If you're in first, you're a sitting duck. But one thing I've seen is that Corey is really defending the inside a lot more, making some clever moves.
Great finish to stage 2. Pits are open this time.
So I think the restart will be with 19 laps to go, and the cars, they still can't make it that far. Unless you can somehow save like crazy.
Stage 3 is enough for pit stops towards the end of the race. So
I'm seeing
after
a
caution,
multiple cars yet again doing the undercut. They're flipping the stage, but some of these guys, they have a lot more fuel than they have had last time up front. Here we go. On the road. the 20 deciding to share a box. And Core will beat the 80 off of pit road just barely. And you will take off P4P5. Look at Aiden doing something. He hasn't really done anything all race. That I mean, at least that I remember.
Marillo, clickety, someone probably clicked your mouse. I'm
I
gonna
mean-
work on a way to fix that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
If a caution comes out after about 2-3 laps under green flag, I think everybody can safely make their last pit stop.
green this time. Savage will be controlling his stages. Start at 77. He finally got that strategy to work out for him. He's right where he needs to be.
Also, Cube is here. He's also doing something.
Don't talk about it right now. Don't talk about it right now. Focus on the race. Don't talk about it right now.
Here they come to return 12. Onto the long front straightaway. Restart zone's way down the front stretch.
Way down. Savage in the 77. Going to be leading the field to green flag. Pesco wishing the field good luck. Let's see what happens in the final, or possibly the final restart of the day. Green flag, we're underway. Savage went for an early turn.
Everybody else was able to predict that, though. Here they come down the turn. What you can't. People are hitting the inside wall. People going wide, just like they have been this entire race. But nobody's spinning just yet. Robloxian and Savage are going for the lead.
Cube watched the corner cutting. 3 wide, further back in the field as they figure themselves out. Driving it in,
Hey.
3 wide, the 73, 20, and 10. Super Soldier making a daring move for DB.
And you said something about Savage and flipping the stage. I think it might happen again.
Look at this, 3 wide, 2 rows deep down the back. Starting to figure it out. Now only 1 row deep. As Cube leads a whole... Oh,
When I said super speedway mentality earlier, I did not mean 3 wide. But we'll take it. Oh, and slam door into the outside wall. There goes Cole spinning. Everybody's gonna pile in.
remains 1 car. The back of the field continuing to figure itself out.
And Savage is a really slow chicane. Robloxian hits the back of the 77, and look who's here. The man who won the first stage, lost the second stage. It is the 80 of Corey. I don't know why I forgot him for a second there.
Savage going off the track.
Wide for the lead, heading into the hairpin.
Alright, Savage, watch
7. Savage gives Robloxian a shove. And Robloxian has the lead with a few car lengths. We saw this exact top 2 in stage number 1. And then there's also Savage here.
Corey drives it way in front of the
But Robloxian is gonna be side by side with the 80 off the corner. Corey has the speed down the front stretch. He was able to get a better drive off.
Corey is led by 0.34 seconds.
Here comes Savage. Corey has the exit speed. Savage does not. Trying to go for the crossover on second place. Vaughn is back into third.
Up and down paper is 31. Now he's in third, chased down by that 77 of 7, driving it into the bumper.
The 80 went way wide off of turn number 7, but he will keep the lead from Robloxian.
Watch Corey Wilson in this 80, running away just like he has before. The one difference this stage is that we're going to see pit stops in the middle of the stage. Not strategic pit stops, literally just because the fuel doesn't exist. So we're going to see how that works out. We'll see if that is a Corey, if it's in the stage for Robloxian, if both of them really capitalize. It's going to be so interesting.
Down into turn number 1. Oh! The 80's gonna hit the wall! He keeps hitting the walls. It's not gonna work. Robloxian shoves him out wide. Robloxian has the lead of this race once more.
Another mistake from Corey Wilson. And then every time he makes these mistakes, that allows one of these IR cars, whether it is Robloxian or Paringa, to get by him. But he always chases him right back down, puts up a fight, gets past, and usually it works out for him.
Down into the hairpin, turn 8. The 80.
Look at the rotation that 80 was able to get over the 90 with that hairpin. Here he comes with the run down the back.
The one thing you have to keep in mind is cutting back isn't exactly the fastest thing. We saw earlier, one car cut back off the corner and they slowed down. It's too wide. It's down the front straightaway. Robloxian trying to go back for the lead with one of the many settings we've seen in turn 13 today. But that's it. Robloxian did that. Corey did that.
Sorry, I was
Um,
Let's look further back in the field. Let's look at Chesko, who's been a factor all day today. He's turned in with 2 cars in front, 2 cars in back. That's Slamdor, Savage, Aiden, and Patrono all around him. Here comes Aiden to the back bumper. That's 16. He's looking. And the 83 of Slamdor once again goes wide. Watch the track extending. Aiden, warning, CC.
Robloxian shoves the back of Corey. Still a battle for the lead up front, lap 37 of 51. They still have to pit. They're about 3 laps short.
I think they're more than 2 or 3 laps short.
Well, it could be like 4 or 5.
Here's the thing. This is a whole 6 laps more than the first 2 stages. And they ended the first 2 stages on only 12 liters most of the time. Like around 12
Okay, so then
liters.
it would be about 5 laps short.
I don't think they're gonna be 4 or 5 short.
Bad chicane for Robloxian. Corey is going to open up the lead.
Yeah, but honestly, you could probably start pitting now or like within the next lap, and you'd be okay.
And then if you get a caution, you're screwed. But
Not
there hasn't been.
necessarily. If you pit and then you get a caution, then you're getting all that time from everyone else taking the opportunity to pit.
Yeah, it's 0 cautions for cause so far today. Only stage cautions.
Much harder track to flip at than St. Pete. Which is a very big statement.
And
Wilson
Corey.
will be 80, leading. White 8 Robloxian. This is your last warning
Wow.
for corner cutting. Gotta have 2 tires at least on track at all times.
So the gap is going to be about second 1.25. And another terrible chicane for Robloxian. He is just, it's just not working.
I've noticed these sharp corners are his big weak spots. Corey Wilson is
He-
able to get so much rotation in these sharper corners compared to Roblox.
He needs to change something up if he wants to win this race. He's off the track again. He can't keep doing this.
That's gonna hurt him big time.
Through the hairpin. Corey opening up the lead. I keep forgetting his name, but Corey is opening up the lead. Down the back.
You can't even see Roblox. Not until right there. And that's when the backstretch opens up a little more. Curve weakens. And Corey, once again, really close to that one. I suppose that's where the speed is.
In that last corner, you really have to get the back of the car to rotate, or because if you don't, you're gonna have to cut down. You're gonna lose all your speed.
Chesko now wondering if he has the fuel. I don't think so. Riding on board with him. It's like takes him down to the side.
Corey is now a full second ahead.
Corey Wilson at this point can just take his time. He has breathing. No mistakes. Flip it and send it. Don't argue about it. Just flip it and send it boosters.
I would assume most of the drivers would start pinning in the middle of the run. There might be a few that try to stretch it to the very end. I'm like, as
This is
instructed.
your- this is
Like-
the opening. This is where the pit goes.
The gap to Corey is 4.5 seconds.
And we saw Patrono as the first one to enter pit road. Going for
Blocked
the
him, hits the
undercut.
wall. Will block into the wall again. That is his second place. Nearly gone. A terrible chicane. He has to get his chicane together.
And while you're talking about that, we see our first pitter, Patrono, the 20. Out and away with a full tank of fuel. He's good to the end. Corey Wilson, almost 5 seconds ahead of Roblox.
And it's basically been the Corey Wilson show all day. But somehow, someway, he finds a way to fumble. Usually. In stage 2 he got it back, but usually he finds a way to fumble.
I just watched
Oh, the 80's up pit road.
Corey Wilson making it nice and early in that game.
So now, these 5 cars up front are gonna have a pretty good lap if they want to beat Corey. Of course not off of pit road, but when they come down.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is gonna happen, but in real life NASCAR, the leader coming down basically forces everyone to come down.
I didn't see that. I saw you. So that's why. I saw you. See any right? I saw you. That's when I started swinging.
So, here comes the 93 to the final corner. He is going to stay out another lap. All 5 of these guys can stay out another.
Is if they stay out long enough, this is gonna put Corey in an interesting situation. He has to worry about traffic on spinning again. Corey might
Speaking-
not have to worry about traffic either.
Speaking of one core, let's talk about the other. Kuringa making some time up on his IR Motorsports teammate of Robloxian. And Robloxian's off the track.
I'm still not sure about it.
Kuringa closing in on Robloxian. Not really sure when any of these guys are going to pit.
That gives an opportunity for Corey to stop the traffic. And that benefits them big time. Traffic is up a lot, especially
Top 5 stay out again. But the longer these guys stay out, the longer Corey has to catch up to them.
Robloxian order of cutting.
A lot of guys are running long. The 93 will stay out again, stays in the lead for a bit longer. Top 5 stay out yet again. Bad chicane for Robloxian. That's gonna let Kuringa come into view. Here we go. Kuringa trying to challenge for the lead. Oh, huge shunt to the 93. But he'll be able to pull up Corey. You gotta go full force sending it if you want to do that. I don't think that's particularly allowed. Core still closing in on Robloxian. This battle, despite the true leader of Corey, it still matters. Because if Core gets by Robloxian, then when they both pit, Core would have the bigger gap to the 80. Every position happens. Oh, the 93's gonna hit the wall! Oh my goodness, he spins! Core now has P1. Even if the fuel save does work, as we see Robloxian go back to the lead, he might have been under the curb. But Core will get the position back regardless. Even if Tresco is holding back, he might just lose more time, so coming to 5 laps to go. Robloxian trying to go back for the lead on core. I'm there. Good. Corey is now just coming into the third right-hander at the start of the track. He's going to the back. Corey is getting Robloxian running on really running on fumes. Will he pit this time? He's really low, but he won't. But can he make it? Oh, and Robloxian will hit the wall twice. He spins. Korea has much more left than Robloxian did.
And I think of all these leaders, he's using the least fuel per lap. As we hear Slam Door coming into pit, this time by an 8.
I'm looking at Course Telemetry. He's definitely laying off the gas a lot in between when he hits the gas, when he hits the brakes.
It's a really good idea to undercut all the corners to give you a lot of fuel. As let's see, does Robloxian make it to pit road? He is running on fumes quite literally at this point. He's gonna make it to pit road. Wow. 0.2 meters.
Hold on. If they use Core could make it. Core might be able to make it.
I think Core is able to make it. So
This could be
that's huge. And I think Chess goes out. No, he was slow. He's not out. I don't know what that was. But Karinga in the 24, Prix Motorsports might have just pulled a beautiful fuel strategy.
Corey needs to get his game on if he wants to catch up. He is 11, basically 12 seconds back. I don't think it's gonna happen. Unless a caution comes out, unless there's a big incident.
Or if Core makes a ton of mistakes. But he's just taking his time. And he has the fuel at this point, I believe. He has the fuel to do it. Coming to 2 laps to go in the Axalta Grand Prix of Portland.
Somehow, either Core pitted earlier, or he's just found a way to save a full lap.
Well, I mean, we're seeing his way of saving right now. It's crystal clear what he's doing. And that was exactly the strategy. Let's look at
So
Chesko
Corey-
in P2.
Corey is going full force. Got 2 seconds and also a 10th on that last lap. The gap is down to 9.
He's just not making up enough time.
if he gets 2 seconds a lap, he will. If he only gets 2 seconds a lap, he will be still 5 seconds back at the checkered flag. Corey needs to really screw up.
So far this lap, hasn't used enough fuel. He used half of his fuel when he crossed the line last time. Corey's good. He just can't make a mistake.
The white flag is out.
I think it's going to be close for Tesco, but I think he's going to make it. White flag presented by Debit 2 Bank for the 24 of Coringa.
This is going to be some good points for Chesco if Corey doesn't get there, which I don't think he will. I mean, he's only a second back. Corey is 6 seconds back from the leader. I think Corey has it in the bag.
Yeah, unless he makes a mistake. Can't make a mistake. Corey Gilson looking at P2. But what a job that Corey has done so far. He pulled a beautiful strategy to put him in this situation, conserved enough fuel. Through the chicane for this final time and onto the back straightaway. Trying to get his 3rd win of 2025, 2nd of which being points. He just took the points lead from Max Brugio at the end of Kansas 2.
And the only thing he can do to lose this race is hit the wall on the exit of turn 3 for the final time. Turn 13 for the final time. Down the front straightaway. Core is clear, and it looks like he's gonna win.
Coringa in the 24, PRA Motorsports wins his 2nd points-paying win of 2025 and his 3rd win overall this year.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lord. Let's go. Me, oh my gosh. Thank the Lord, dude. Oh my God. Holy Jesus.
Corey
We did it. We
Wilson
did it for
P2,
Brazil for a 2nd time, baby.
Corey Wilson P2, Chesco P3, Ford Chevy, and what in the world did I just see? What has happened to Robloxian?
Let's freaking go, baby! 2nd win, 2nd points win, 3rd win of the season, baby. 3 wins for Brazil. Hell yeah!
Incredible job by Coringa at the end of that one to save the fuel and win the race with a 6-second gap over Corey.
Everyone else head to pit road or to the start-finish line. You see Patrono in the 20. Give Ford a congratulations. Any arguments go in the arguments channel.
Thank God, bro. Thank God, man. Win number 3, 2nd points win. Oh my goodness.
Ford's gonna park it and start-finish line. He was burning everyone else. What in the world? Alright. This is his first road course win since season 4 in Mugello when he won subbing for Napa. So he has won 1 road course race in the last 2 seasons. Why am I about to add smoke to the freaking burnout logo? What am I doing? Alright, let's remove these scripts. Alright, go across the line, then stop. Alright. And let me start to car. And I'll let you know when you get to, Alright, there's a smoke. Coringa, for the 2nd time this season, go crazy. celebrates in Portland. Both of his wins this season, points paying, came at brand new tracks to the Racing Association. Iowa, which he built, and now Portland.
He is having one hell of a burnout right now. Look at that. Huge tight front stretch.
What in the world? Alright. Let's try and get one more thing and then Alright, Core, go ahead and go to victory lane. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and get started with some interviews. We'll interview 2 people and then Karinga. First 2 people to say E in chat. Alright, Savage and Vaughn. Let's start with Savage in the 77, shall we, Ally? Alright, please mute Core. Just for now. Yeah, cool. Alright, Savage, hello. How are you doing after this race?
I'm tired.
Fair enough. Not a great day for you. You were spending a lot of your time mid-pack. But, you did, I believe, get some solid points today. Overall, just how are you feeling after this first race in Portland?
So apparently, I'm only good at street courses. I need walls on both sides of the track constantly for me to be fast, apparently.
Yeah, we
Looking
saw
forward to next week in Talladega.
Yeah, we saw you spending a lot of time towards the middle of the pack. We were expecting a little more speed out of you, but in qualifying, we also saw you were struggling. And overall, I'd say still a solid day for you. Exactly what you needed. You're currently sitting 6th as of Kansas in the points. This will definitely help keep you in the chase. How excited are you for next week in Talladega?
Well, you know, we have a car already. We've had a car built since the preseason, so
Yeah,
we're
of
gonna go
course.
out and win this thing.
Yeah, and you love those super speedways. Well, anything you'd really like to share about today and your experience here in Portland?
Most everybody was good except Patrona. Patrona, leave me
I've
alone,
noticed
please.
that's a recurring complaint with you.
I mean, dude races me like an ass every week. I'm getting tired of it, so.
Alright then. Yeah, fair enough. Very understandable, and that, thank you for your time. I don't know what I'm like trying to read and make sure we're not. Alright then. Well, I don't know what else I'm saying. Alright, thank you for your time, Savage. Next, let's go ahead and interview Vaughn. Where the frick is Vaughn? Way up here. Alright, Vaughn. Hello, and how are you doing?
Doing pretty good, you know. Today, no arguments. You know, I kind of got killed like a lot of times once again, but you know, I'm not even gonna complain at this point. You know, hopefully, the officials will take care of it. I'm just not gonna speak my word anymore. But overall, we had a pretty good day. Finished P10. But yeah, I'm probably gonna be subbing for Max at Talladega. I don't know, but yeah, we had a decent day. Felt like a fast car, but just couldn't get in a situation where you could be consistent because you got 30 people just ramming you from behind, and then getting shoved off track. And yeah, so a road course, there's not really much you can do about that. Um, just
Oh,
some
but there
drivers.
is. It's called engine damage. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, some drivers just no respect for others. But I see how it is, but I'm not gonna retaliate because I don't want people to think that I'm the bad guy. So just not gonna retaliate. But next week got Talladega coming up. Um, not really looking forward to that race. If I'm being honest, Talladega really gets chaotic. But if you look at my resume, we do pretty good on super speedways. So hopefully we can find some good guys to link up with and possibly put this car in victory lane. I at least want to do one more thing. At least try and win one more race for somebody else before the season ends. Because I'm just here to sub for people. So yeah. Any questions, guys?
No, pretty much said everything.
All right.
All right then. Well, thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you.
And finally, let's go ahead and interview your race winner here from Portland. Let me hold on. I gotta. Oh my! What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got the confetti coming down. Let's go ahead and interview your race winner here from the Axalta Grand Prix and Portland, Coringa. Hello, Cor. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely great, man. Never been better.
Well, you started out mid-pack, made your way up to the lead. You got killed a few times, but here you are in victory lane here in Portland, and you get another, and you get yet another win at a brand new track to the PRA schedule. And right after taking the points lead from Max Luccio too. Overall, how are you feeling about this, and how are you feeling about your point situation after this race?
I'm feeling pretty good about both of them. Taking the points lead at Kansas last week definitely will help out in the inevitable championship battle. But this race definitely took an unexpected turn there at the end because I think you noticed on lap one I went through hell and back. I flipped on lap one, got sent to last, and then I made my way back up to fifth, got wrecked in the pits by system. That kind of set the stage for my race, but then stage two, I got a pretty lucky drive. I was going to settle for T2, but then Corey kind of left a pretty big gap in the final turn, and I kind of took advantage of it. And then stage three, I knew I wasn't going to win it on pace, so I just had to pull some sort of strategy, and I barely made it. I had 5.6 liters left in my tank, and I was basically running on fumes in that last little stint. But I'm glad I got the win. Second road course win, I believe, of my PRA career. Third win of the season, but second points paying win right after taking the points lead. That's going to be a huge, huge boost in my championship battle. So I'm looking forward to the next race. That was an amazing, pretty fun race, honestly. I'm glad I got the win. Glad I got the stage two win. Overall, that's pretty much all I got to say, honestly.
Alright then. Well, congratulations, Core. You just won in Portland, and party hard.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna party hard. Team team wins, second team win of the season, or third team win of the season, I think.
Yup.
Oh, fourth. Wow. We're eating good this season, baby. That's all I know.
Alright then. Well, without any further ado, thank you for turning in for today's broadcast of the Axalta Grand Prix of Portland. I was Chris Zizza, your host for today's event, and honestly, it was so fun to commentate this race. I apologize for the audio mixing issues. I'll try and get those fixed for Talladega, and without any further ado, I'll see you guys in 3, because we had to move this race forward, 3 weeks' time for the Fanta 156. Without any further ado, see you in 3 weeks, and hope you enjoyed this race. Bye-bye.